Digimon World 1 is the first Digimon game to be released out of Japan back in the year 2000 for the PS1 for North America. And I think the game has some really unique gameplay, and I'm glad its style got reused in a few other games in the series, that being digitized for the PSP, that re-released on the 3DS, and next solo for the Vita and PS4. And this one might have a far simpler story than the others, but I don't really mind that since it makes up for the gameplay and atmosphere. And regardless, the game is still really fun and I like it, and of course that enjoyment led me to think what went unused for the game. And with that, I'd say let's just get straight into the video with some unused Digimon. There wasn't much reason to why they were scrapped, and if you cheat them in, they will work for the most part. And with these Digimon, they need a special item to digivolve into them, and of course these items went unused. And of course, I'll show any image I can on screen, and all the information I'm sharing I got from the cutting room floor, linked down below. But back to the topic, Metal Amon did get cut, and you would have used a metal banana to digivolve into it. It was also classified as an ultimate level Digimon, which of course that's not right since it's a mega level. This is the same case for all megas in the game for some reason, and in this case there's only 2 of them that made it unofficially. And my only guess is maybe megas didn't really exist at that point, but again, it's anyone's guess, and if you know, let me know in the comments below. Another Digimon that went unused was Panjimon/Ice Leomon, and it used a Noble Maim item. It's also considered a champion level, but it's officially an ultimate level Digimon. Gigantron was another unused Digimon, and it's basically just a meta version of Megidramon or Megadramon. Pretty sure it's just Megadramon. And it also uses a Giga Hand item and it's classified as an ultimate level, which is the right classification. Now this next one, I don't know how to pronounce right, I'm just gonna guess, but the Digimon's name is Kamarimon, and this is the only image I can see relating to the Digimon, and it doesn't say what level it was, but I don't really think that it matters for this guy since there's not a lot of info on it. But the item that it uses is the Electro Ring, which makes canon sense based on the design. And the final unused Digimon is Wigurumon, and it uses a Moon Mirror, and of course it's an ultimate level Digimon. Also something kinda odd, the Electro Ring and the Moon Mirror items freeze game if you use it, so maybe that's why these Digimon and items were cut. But now moving on from the Digimon, there was a debug room with 3 different Digimon that do different things. You can access this room by just putting some cheat codes, and there's one for the NTSC region and one for the PAL region. And the funny thing is, you can actually get to this room without cheats, and it can be done with an official PS1 console. You just have to open the disc where it can stop spinning, and then it can be entered at the start of a new game right after the CG cutscene finishes. There's a bit more, but I'll just end it off there and then move on to what the Digimon do. The top left one can do a few things, one of which is lower your Digimon's HP to 1. It also lets you play the opening cutscene again, and the Yoromon for some reason is misplaced when it exits Digimon's house. It can also move forward time either by 1 hour, 6 hours, or 10 days. The Digimon on the bottom left does a few things, where it says white, blue, and red 3 times in their colors. It also says the in-game time along with teleporting you around to different maps. There's a few different options here, starting with the close by options. The closest ones are tropical jungles, where it takes you to the first area of it, and then there's the peak of Mount Panorama, which it actually doesn't take you to the peak, it just takes you to the first path of it. And then we have Drill Tunnel, where it takes you to the entrance of it. Then we have the very far away options, which are the Savannah, Grey Lord's Mansion, and the Great Canyon. For the Savannah, it takes you to the area with the electronic sign, the mansion is at the entrance, and the canyon is right after the invisible bridge with the monochrome shop. And then we have the very far away options, which are the ancient Dino Region Gate, the back of it, and an unknown world which gives more options. These are right in front of the Cooling Cave, the Sea Draw Fishing, and the Lava Cave. The Dino Gate is just the entrance of, the ancient glacial region, right after the Amja Forest. I think I pronounced that wrong, but it's there. And the loading screen says it's the ancient Dino region. The back one is the very back of the ancient Speedy region, where you can find Meteormon. And time here doesn't really go that fast, and it's been noted because the actor or like the thing in the program or whatever is only triggered at the entrance, so you never go there, so that's probably why. And for the other options, I feel it's pretty obvious. For the Cooling Cave, it's right in front of there. The Seadra fishing spot is of course at the Dragon Eye Lake, and the lava cave is where you fight Miramon. Now the next one is a bit odd since it refers to it as a Digimon, but it's a Tokomon, and the Tokomon is at the bottom left. And this one just mentions how much lives your Digimon has, and he can digivolve your Digimon into Numemon, Sukemon, or a Boilermon. The final Digimon is at the bottom right, and this lets you buy numerous items. This ranges from recovery ones, food items, stat raising items, and evolution items. There is another shop which is the card shop, and this also has the item keeper's menu. The next one says it's other shops, but it's far from that. It just shows you the sound test, the Phoenixmon warp spots, and the exchange with Mojamon. There's other various options like entry, arena, opening, ending, morph, gone, price, and enter name. And starting from the top to bottom, the game gets hung up or crashes, nothing happens when you pick arena, opening does nothing, ending crashes the game, morphing changes your Digimon into a Sukemon, and gone shows you the techniques that aren't getting passed on. The price option doesn't do anything, and the enter name option lets you change the player name and the Digimon name. Now let's move on to the second debug room, and honestly I don't know why there's a second one. If anyone is a game dev, tell me why someone would put more than 2 debug rooms. But moving on, this one is a native forest, and it's the area that has the entrance to Drill Tunnel and Mountain Param. There's also 2 Sukemon here, one standing still and the other one moving around. The one that's standing still is on the right, and this lets you change some of the Digimon stats by either setting them all to max, setting them to 1, or by making them average by just making it half of the max. This one also lets you change the time, very similar to one of the Digimon, but it's kind of different where the values are a little bit different, where this one lets you change time for an hour, 6 hours, or a full day. The last option is a shop, but it's ones that the Digimons don't have, that being a clinic, treasure hunter, and fortune teller. The other Sukemon just tells you the in-game time and what kind of Digimon you have in a question. We also have an unused tournament, and it goes by the Royal Grade tournament. You can play this one by overwriting an actual one before you go into the arena. You can use a cheat code to access it, but it's been noted that all versions but the French version can access it. You can also use Piximon to overwrite whatever number of seconds in the tournament value is right before you enter the arena. And also with the tournament, you can bring any Digimon here, but none of the stats are programmed, so you would lose right away. Along with that, the prizes aren't programmed either, so even if you do win somehow, you get nothing. And if you enter an ultimate level Digimon, it can decrease your tamer level, and if the yellow tournament was selected beforehand. There's also 2 unused graphics, one of which is sprites of where Garurumon. It's used for the tournament, and it's unknown why the sprites are here considering the fact that it doesn't even have a model. The other unused graphic here is of Edamon's treehouse, and in this case it's open. It can be open with hacks, but there's no role point, so it's really nothing important. We also have an unused area, and in this case it's an early portion of Mount Pran's bow area. It can be accessed by changing the value name 00A0E00 to 21, and it's a lot bigger than the final portion, along with the color palette for the area just being straight up gone. It also has different paths to pick from, that being the upper left and right that lead to the plains. And in the final area, you can only enter from the path on the right. And there's a few other unused areas which I will actually link down below, which along with that also link down the Cutting Room 4 page to it if I haven't said that already. But with the unused areas, you can actually get to these with cheat codes on the PAL version. Another unused part had to be an unused warp in Friesland, and it can be used by glitching out bounds, and when you get there it actually says you're in a forest for some reason. The game also ends up loading up garbage data. And that's pretty much all the information I could find on Digimon World 1. To me, the coolest parts were the unused Digimon, and I can kind of see why some guys like Gigadramon were cut. But I still think it would have been cool to see him in, along with all the other cut ones. But I want to hear what you guys found most interesting. Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to see other kind of games on the unused content type of videos, let me know in the comments below as well. And thank you all for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, sub, and follow my Twitter link down below. See you guys later.